Beau Is Afraid is the newest film from horror director Ari Aster, the director of Hereditary and Midsommar, and I don't know how I feel about it. I don't even know how to talk about it. Like, usually my unscripted reviews, this review is unscripted, I just got out of it like 2 hours ago. I stutter a lot when it comes to making movie reviews, that's why I started writing scripts. However, for this one, it would just be staring at a blank page and it would never come out. You know the jokes when Morbius came out where it was like, this is one of the movies of all time? This is one of the movies ever made. It has so much to it, yet manages to not make a single amount of sense. There is a basic plot line, but it is told in such a confused, messy, outrageous way. It is like the opposite of Save the Cat or whatever the book's called. It makes zero sense. When the film ended, everyone was silent in the theater. However, it's not a bad movie. It has so much that it's trying to say. It has a point, it has a reason to exist. I just don't get it. And it's one of the ones that will probably make a little bit more sense on rewatch. However, this is a film that was up for interpretation. This was not meant for an audience. This was probably meant for Ari Aster. I'm presuming this was like a passion project of his. It stars Joaquin Phoenix as the titular Beau, and he does a pretty damn good job at being whatever the hell he was in this movie. I have no clue how to describe what I just saw. I think collectively, me and my friend said it like 40 times over the course of the 3 hours. There is just so much like bulk to it. And like I said, none of it makes sense. And I think that's intentional, which is why I don't think it's a bad thing. It is all told mainly from the perspective of Beau, and he is insane. He does not have a reasonable point of view on things. Like the plot synopsis says, like, he is a paranoid man going on a zany adventure to see his mom. The trailers are very deceiving. It looked very fantastical. Someone described it as like a Jewish Lord of the Rings and like a behind the scenes featurette, which, no. And what? It is no way like Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings might have not made sense to me. However, in Lord of the Rings, there is a through line, there is a plot, and there is still a beginning, middle, and end. This ends before an explanation. Nothing is explained, and honestly, I think that works for its benefit. It gets you talking about it, it gets you thinking. I don't think that this is going to be like a $1 billion blockbuster, and it's been fairly like controversial when it comes to reviews. There's like, it's at a 3.6 on Letterboxd right now, and there's some people giving it like 2.5 stars, and some people giving it 5 stars. It's all 50-50. And like, I don't have a rating for it. I genuinely don't know what I think. It is so challenging, and it is like kind of taxing. It's worth the watch. It's one of the ones that you have to watch to get. And I think that you should go see it in theaters, because local theaters, it's only here for like a week. If you liked Hereditary and Midsommar, don't expect either of those. Ari Aster took his two popular movies, his genre is horror, and did everything opposite of that. It still feels like an Ari Aster movie. There are the super specific, like, symmetrical shots and stuff. Hereditary, the ending, I didn't get it. Still made sense. Midsommar is it's rough, but it still made sense. I haven't seen any David Lynch movies. The closest thing was What Did Jack Do? And that made no sense. Wasn't enjoyable at all. If you like David Lynch, if you like stuff, it's very, like, artsy. It's A24. If you like stuff like A24's other movies, I don't like A Ghost Story. It is too style over substance. This movie isn't style over substance. It is a bunch of substance for whatever you interpret it. I don't even know my interpretation, and I'm probably going to sit on it for like 2 weeks, and then I don't know how I'm going to rate this. I don't know where I'm going to like rank it for the whole year, but I'm just going to let it sit, and I'm probably never going to watch it again, or at least for a long while. It's very like Kubrickian. This feels like... That's a good example. This feels like something that Stanley Kubrick could make. There's like one shot that is very Shining-esque, where like whip pans and then zooms, and like at the part in The Shining was like... There's one part in the middle, which is somehow the most normal scene in the movie, and it is the most, like, fantastical out of any of it. It is the only part that's fantasy. It says that it is a drama, comedy, fantasy. I don't see how it's really a comedy. It's technically a thriller. It is indescribable, and I've only watched the first, like, minute or so of Chris Stuckman's reviews, and same with Carson Runquist. As Chris Stuckman said, there is never going to be a movie like this ever again. In the span of maybe 5-6 months, we got 2 movies that start with the letter B that have been about 3 hours long and have been very controversial reviews. Babylon and Beau Is Afraid. I did not review Babylon. I mean, I kind of did in the 2022 ranked. I was going to, but it's different. It's got its own thing. I'm sorry, like, I'm stuttering and somehow I'm doing better than my other reviews. I am very conflicted on how I feel, but I do think it is a good movie. It is well made. Go see it, come up with your opinion, and go throw down your interpretation down below. I'm not gonna rate this because I don't know how I don't know. That's it. I don't know. You did a great job, Ari Aster, on making my mind run. For 3 hours, I was not bored. I was fairly engaged throughout the whole thing, and I thought the ending, like the last act, I guess, was kind of disappointing, but whatever. Yeah, I'm gonna try to cover more movies, because I have seen a lot of movies that are fairly recent, but I haven't, written any reviews, and I think I might be doing some stuff. I don't know. I'm gonna think about it, and I'm gonna try. So, yeah. Thank you all so much for watching. Stay gold, everyone. Turtles! Or I could have done, stay afraid, no. Turtles!